Not surprisingly, one of the worst teams in the NHL, the Edmonton Oilers, take a huge underdog spot against the #1 in the league, the Anaheim Ducks. I'm Megan Rochester, and I'm joined with NHL expert handicapper Dave Golikoff to talk over free picks on the game. Dave, this game just isn't fair. I feel like I'm about to watch David and Goliath, except the Oilers are more like David that's crippled from being beaten down so many times already by much smaller, less talented Goliaths. Now, Dave, I know this is going to shock you, but the Ducks are a favorite in this spot by -340, and Edmonton takes the underdog at +260. Certainly the most money line value I've seen all season long there, Dave, but is it worth laying the money on the Oilers? Could they take this game?
Well, the Oilers, believe it or not, have actually played reasonably well of late. This is a team that's won 3 in a row, 4 of 5. And I think they're, 5-1-1 in their last 6, something along, or 7, something along those lines. I mean, this is pretty impressive for the Oilers. This is a team that, they're if you're banking on them playing how they're playing now, then they have a shot. If you're banking on how they've played most of the year, then you definitely have 0 shot, or you're expecting the Oilers to have no shot in this game. I've been impressed with their offense of late. 323 goals per game is actually the 3rd best number in March. So the Oilers, at least on the offensive end, are playing pretty well. Their goaltending has been horrendous all season, but over the last 3 games, it's been decent. And so, if they can carry over that momentum from those last few games, they can definitely win this one in Anaheim.
Now, Dave, the Ducks are gearing up for their playoff run here down the last stretch of the season. What can we expect to see from them in this game?
Well, the Ducks are also hot, and it's worth differentiating the difference in hot between these two teams. I mean, Oilers hot means, the 3rd worst team in the NHL. They may be gone from 2nd worst to 3rd worst or along those lines. The Ducks are the best team in the NHL in terms of points. So we're talking about a 50-point swing, which is about as big as you can get between the two teams. The Ducks have also won 3 games in a row heading into this matchup. They've also won 7 of 9. They've been winning a little bit differently than the Oilers. They've been doing it through defense, giving up 5 goals in their last 3 games. And, you take a look at the 7 wins in their last 9 games. In those 7 wins, they've allowed 2 goals or less. So that's really the key to their success. And Edmonton, they're playing well offensively this month, but all 3 meetings this season, they haven't been doing enough scoring, and they're going to need to score how they have this month against Anaheim, opposed to how they have in the 3 meetings. When you take a look at how Anaheim dominates this series historically, it looks unlikely that Edmonton's going to have a real shot on this one.
All right, well, Dave, call me prude here if you want, but I'm just not risky enough to lay such an insane number with the Ducks tonight. So what other picks would you go with in this spot that could be more reasonable?
Yeah, Anaheim probably wins this, to be honest, but they've won 9 of 11 in the series, won 5 meetings in a row in Anaheim. All 3 meetings this season, as mentioned, they probably win this game. But the line is so high, it doesn't make sense to do it. The other thing I would just throw out there, even though we're not betting this side, just to caution people, is Anaheim is back home after a 5-game East Coast road trip. So sometimes teams come out a little bit flat in their first game at home after a long road trip, and Edmonton coming to town, you might think this is going to be an easy one, so maybe a little bit flat, half asleep. So I would just be wary of laying, the money line or the puck line with the Ducks. I don't think that's the most prudent play. I'm going to go with the under here. The under is 19-7 when the Ducks are at home, with a total of 5.5, 12-3. This is a bizarre stat. The under is 12-3 when they're on 2 days rest. It's also cashed in 4 of the last 5 meetings in Anaheim. Stats aside, I'm more banking on the Ducks' defense and goaltending dictate a pace here than Edmonton's offense. So I think we're going to see an under in this one.
All right, guys. So once again, Sportsbook Review Pro handicapper Dave Golikoff with the insight on top NHL plays for the Oilers-Ducks matchup. And for the best hockey picks on all the action going down tonight, keep it locked right here at sbrpicks.com.